Hi, I'm Bill Steed. This is my son Spencer. We're with Fairfield Farms. We're here in Pauma Valley, and we've been doing this avocado thing since 1998, and we're loving the journey. My late wife got me into this business. She started it, and she got very enthusiastic about it. She was part of the California Avocado Commission. We actually had been two typical suburban people, corporate job, you know, her doing family, and we just really wanted to be in this area. And when we had the opportunity to buy some land, we did, and we started realizing how much we loved it, and we continued to buy more land, and then we ended up having the opportunity to get basically Fairfield, which is kind of a fairy tale. And we've got to ride this pony for almost 20 years, and it's been just something that when you get into the land and you're in a beautiful place like California and you have all the right climates that support your efforts, it makes it a whole lot easier. So the growing of avocados has really become a family event. I have 4 sons. They're all involved in the ag business in one way or another, but my oldest is the one that had the most aptitude. And we had our back and forth, right, trying to see if he would come out and do this. Then he went off and became a mechanical engineer, worked out in Chicago, and I think he always wanted to do it, but I was probably pushing back because I didn't want to let go of control, typically. That's true. Right, didn't want to let go of control. And then we got to a place where we could do it, and we were able to make it happen. Yep.
So I came on in January of 2021, but prior to, Dad and I were in discussions about how the transition of the farm, what do we do with the property, what do we do with the business, and I basically said, look, I'm kind of tired of my corporate job in engineering, and he's old, so he wants to retire and move on and do retirement things. And I said, well, it sounds like an opportunity for me to come back and run the business, which I would love to do, and for him to retire, which I know he wants to do. So we found a way to kind of make those pieces fit together. So one of the many things that makes Fairfield Farms unique is our resource independence when it comes to water and power. We have our own solar system that generates our power usage for the farm, covers all of our pumps, our homes, our wells, etc. that we irrigate with. We also have a lot of our own on-site wells, so we're not actually using district water to irrigate our crops. We combine this with a pretty advanced filtration system to give the avocados the type of water that they thrive drinking. And we combine that with a state-of-the-art irrigation system using drip and high-efficiency sprinkler emitters to produce the water in the areas that it needs to be for the trees to grow healthily.
You can see why it's really nice to have an engineer in your family and then taking it over. To add on to the continuation of the uniqueness of Fairfield is this beautiful climate we have in California. To be able to grow California avocados, in an amazing microclimate, and then have the resources on top of it to do that, the solar, the water, but then you've got the people. We are very blessed to have an amazing staff of on-site employees that make Fairfield unique to our operation.
Traditionally, avocados were planted in a 30 by 30 spacing, thinking a large tree, big space, it's the best way to produce avocados. What we've found through many years of research now is that actually a higher density, planting the trees closer together is a more effective way to do so. What we found, and is what we're using today, is that different varieties like different spacings. So for example, in our gems, we use a 10 by 15 avocado spacing. And in doing so, we found that the trees are happiest and it's the most efficient use of the water. In other varieties, we found that the 15 by 15 is a little bit more effective because they tend to be a little bushier and they tend to like that openness a little better there. But the idea is to find a way to use the irrigation that we already have in place and the sprinkler systems we have in place to best irrigate the individual crops without wasting as much water as we can.
As a California avocado grower, I know the consumer has his choices. And the window for California avocados is basically your spring and summer. But when you're out there making your choices, I would appreciate you to look for the California avocado label.